All right, what's up? 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 What's good with you guys? What's good with you? Welcome back to another exciting episode where we showcase the Mandelbrot set and also come at you live with some audiobook audio, all of yo audio. Yo, what's up, good pod? What's up, unbrand meme, ladies and gentlemen? Unbrand meme. Unbrand meme, what's good? It's good to have you in. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in to the mix. Check out the Mandelbrot set. We're rocking Mandelbrot set today. So, where we last left off. I was not super happy about this, but I'll tell you what. Thank God that I stream this. Thank God that I stream this. Let me switch cameras. Thank God that I stream this. Hold up. Let me turn off this filter real quick so I can really connect you guys. Hold up. Thank God that I stream this, because had I not been streaming yesterday, had I just been some random normie, not putting my life out on the internet yesterday, had I been just some random audiobook creator yesterday, here's what would have happened. Now, as you remember, on the Chronicles of ReaderRick, yesterday I recorded for about 4 hours. My voice is even still kind of feeling it at this point, so I'm going to try and take it easy tonight. At least make it to chapter 6. But we'll take it relatively easy. We went for like 4 hours recording. We got 2 chapters done. And at the end of those 2 chapters, I went to bounce it, and then I looked online. Didn't have any transcript whatsoever. I said, yo, what's up, Ryan? Good to see you. Good to have you in. Ryan, ladies and gentlemen. I came in and I said, bro, what happened to this? I said, I know this error. I've seen this error before. I just need to reload the page because for some reason it timed out. Reload the page, and then I'm fine. I just have to rebounce it with a reloaded page, and then I'm good. I reloaded it. Couldn't find any of the WAV files for no reason. I think this is because we jostled just the tiniest bit. We jostled the external hard drive, and it freaked out for a moment, just for a moment. But that's all I needed. And for some reason, it just wiped all of the WAV files. Everything that we've created was gone. And luckily for me, my workflow is that I take everything that I create here. I take every single thing that I create, and I immediately export it to Descript. So that's my editing software that helps me like break down all the repeats, helps me shorten all of the takes, and then spits it back out as an uncompressed WAV file, back as I originally had it, except it's shorter and easier to manage. That's my workflow. So it's easy for me to just go right back to the completed stuff, pull it back, and have my entire project. So everything's safe because I have it in 2 different locations already by design. But the problem was that yesterday we went for about 4 hours. We got 2 chapters. And after having done all of that, it was just gone and nowhere to be seen. So because of that, I have a third option. So thank God that I stream, because it doesn't make all of my efforts in vain. What I can do is I can just, as I shown, download the VOD, strip the audio from that VOD, put it into my Descript, and then it is as I would have recorded it to begin with. Because every single thing that I create on here is exported with the same exact settings that I would have. I think that the only compression is in video. I think this is 720p instead of like the 1080p that I actually record with. But yeah, everything else as far as the audio goes is 48 kilohertz, 192 bits per minute, bits per second, something like that. So I have it outputting at the setting that I use to record, and that's very intentional. And thank God that I do that, because I can now just strip that audio from the VOD and use it right into my project. So this just justifies my entire operation here. Otherwise, we would have been set back 4 hours. And I showed you guys I do not have time to be set back 4 hours. So thank God I've got redundancy built into the process. This is outsourced to another thing, Descript, which then gets brought back into Logic Pro. So thank God my hands are up on Blog TV. We're good. We don't have any issues. But had I just been some regular normie, this would have been such a bad day. Because I don't know about you, but the worst thing in the world is to repeat something you've already done. I don't know why. It's like, it's the driving force for me to do something the right way the first time. Because doing something again for the second time is the worst feeling in the world. I don't know if you guys get that or you can empathize with it, but that is like, if I like to do something a second time, I like to do it a different way, or I like to approach it differently, or I like to put a little twist on things, something to make it a different thing. But to do the same thing over and over is the definition of insanity to me without making a change. And I just refuse to be insane. So that's what we got going on with that. And thank God your boy is a streamer. And I got some Mandelbrot set for you guys. Check out the Mandelbrot set. But we have Mandelbrot set at home. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. So that's what I'm dealing with here. And I even double checked just to make sure that it's still good. I was looking at these levels. I put in this slight bit of recording that it had at the beginning, which was it was like a raw file. I think it was, okay. It was what was outputted the first time. So when I bounced it and I put it in here, I checked to see, did the thing that I originally bounced and put into the script have the same intensity and, for all intents and purposes, fidelity, resolution, quality? Does the audio have the same quality as when I originally bounced it? And I compared the two, and I mean, Chapter 3 sounded just like the other. Chapter 3, even with the same like vocal clicks, even with the same like tongue clicks, everything was exactly the same. So I know I'm dealing with an identical Chapter 3. We should be good. So we saved Chapter 3. We saved Chapter 4. We should be all right. So thank God for that, all I'm saying. Let's log into ACX. Let's check a couple things. Let's go on to completed. Okay. Well, we got a couple things here. We've got 2 more projects live on the market. We've got $1 million for retirement, and we got 10 tax saving tips. Guys, I know you've seen me build this. Do not buy these. And I say that because I can give you the free copy. Do not buy these. I'll give you the free copy if you really want them. We got one more 10 tips on how electric vehicles can cut costs and boost savings. That is also about to be in the market, but it is unable to process at the moment. So, unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's go on to find projects. Let's see what's on the market right now. We got Your Happiness Begins Now, Purpose-Driven Capital. So they got Royalty Share Plus. That's cool. Love that. Purpose-Driven Capital. That kind of catches my eye. Got 2 ratings. It's not terrible, but it's probably people that are involved with the production. Number 1 bestseller status in multiple Amazon categories. How do you have that if you have 2 ratings? What do you mean? You can see your Amazon sales rank. Why are you just lying to us? I'm actively promoting the book through podcast appearances, speaking engagements, and my own podcast. This seems vaguely familiar. Game Changer Publishing. Hold up. Golden Horizon. Okay. See, that sounded vaguely familiar because I was thinking about this, where it's like the author's social media reach is 5,000 plus followers across platforms. There we go. That's cute. The target audience is highly engaged market of men, age 20 to 45. This one kind of seemed a bit corny, but I thought it was funny because we had a Boston accent on this. Let's be honest. So I thought this thing would be fun to get involved with, but I mean, this seems all right. It's just like, why are you lying? That seems a little weird. I would love for a narrator who can carry a similar spirit, thoughtful, engaging, and confident with a genuine enthusiasm for the ideas, while maintaining a professional tone. Let's see, what's the audition? They're going to make me actually download something. I don't want to do that. I don't want to download something. I don't want to do that. Sorry about that. I refuse to download audition scripts. That's a bad sign. I'm at the point in life where I gotta be choosy about these things. Because I don't know if you guys seen this, but we are at 6 sales for the month, and that's probably all we're going to sell for the month. Now, knock on wood, because I hope that's not the case, but as you can see, Oliver Romanov. Vocal Spark was responsible for basically nearly all my sales, and they have gone down. R.I.P. to all my homies. R.I.P. My grandma got hit by a bazooka. This is ridiculous. Let's go back. Sales overview. All available. Out of the 315 sales that I've ever had, all of these are gone. So out of 315 sales, 18 it'd be like 20, 32. 90% of them, 90% of sales that I have ever had on this platform come from a singular production house. And that dude's, all of their production got wiped from the internet. They got Thanos. They got Thanos and Vamos. 90% of the project's responsible for 90% of my sales went away due to, where's it at? Due to, I don't know, I guess it's old news. Here we go. Yep, right here. This is the message. March 4th. March 4th, a very sad day indeed. A very sad day indeed. All of our projects were taken off. Responsible for 90% of all profits. That's a sad day. R.I.P. I only say that because we were talking often about these projects. Like, you have to scale them a lot. If you look at the earnings statements, and we kind of pulled up an earnings statements before, so I could do that again. But in the past month, for the month of January, I was responsible for about $175 worth of revenue. Out of that $175, I got 35. So 35 out of 175. So I was like, I could scale that up 10x. And if I was making all the money, I could pay my rent with that. But instead, if I scale it up 10x, I can, 35 to 350, I could like buy groceries for the month. Like, it's very different. It hits very different. But now, since it's reduced 90%, if I scaled it up 10x, I would be back to where I just was at $35 a month. That's where we're at. So I want to put this all into perspective to tell you exactly where I'm at in my journey and like why this is so frustrating at the moment. Because we could have previously scaled it up 10x, and like had I gotten all the profit, I could pay rent. Now if I scale it up 10x, I can be back where I was. This is very different. Very, very, very different. So that's where we're at in the Chronicles of ReaderRick. It's an unfortunate place to be, but we have a production due on the 12th. This show is on the road. The show keeps going. So, because of that, we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to go on to Logic. And as you can tell, this Logic project is new. It is a new Logic project. I don't trust the old one. And I might just even form one more layer of redundancy where I will save it locally on this computer, because I freed up enough space to where I could probably do this. Save it locally on this computer, duplicate it onto my external hard drive, then bounce it externally to Descript. So save backups on my hard drive here. That should do it. Because that pattern disruption, man, That just absolutely killed it. Oh, I'd say F in chat, but I think that's pretty apparent. All right, you might be asking, why are you stalling? I'm not stalling. I am a procrastinator, but I'm not stalling in this specific scenario. I'm warming up my voice. I promise. I'm warming up my voice. Okay. So, let's go ahead and get this up and running. Oop. Stage Manager. You can create your ideal workspace and multitask with ease. That's kind of cool. But for right now, let's screen mirror. Extend to here. Nice. All right. Where'd you go? Finder. Brother. How do you not have the external hard drive on here? Hold up. I'm sorry. I hope this doesn't go down. Finder. Finders keepers. Losers. I don't want to say weepers. I want to say something that rhymes with weepers, like Grim Reapers or Sleepers or Horn Beepers. Right now I have the feeling of going through all of my auditions. I need to fight that. I need to fight that urge. So I'm looking through old stuff here. There we go. Logic Pro projects. Revenue Cure. Here we are. Brother. I'm spoiled by Microsoft because it's just so easy to like click up, put up on the top, it expands to the full screen. Put it on the side, it expands to half screen. Like, it's so easy with that. Okay. Chat, script. There we go. Is it truly the script? It is. Look at that. Nice. And I can't tell if it's in black and white or not, but I see it in black and white here. Because, fun fact, what you guys can do. I'm not procrastinating, trust me. This is important. If you go onto your iPhone, if you have an iPhone, and scroll down to search for color filters. And when you search for color filters, what that does is if you toggle that on, it will put your phone into grayscale. Your phone in grayscale is a much different experience than your phone with color. I'm so sorry out there if you guys are colorblind, because looking at the phone with grayscale on is the worst experience in the world. Like, it's not the same at all. So, if you find yourself in a hole where you're continuously scrolling and you can't help but close out of Instagram to open Instagram back up, or maybe you close out of Instagram just to pull up Threads to close that and go into Facebook, and then you close that and you go into Twitch, for example, and you're just all over the place. Put that bad boy in grayscale. Put that in grayscale real quick, and just do that, especially if it's nighttime. If it's already nighttime, put your phone on like the lowest brightness setting and put it on grayscale and see how long you last. It's not going to be that long, trust me. You're going to peter out and probably only be on it for another 30 minutes. It's not a lot of fun. So, word to the wise, use color filters. Use color filters if you find yourself being an addict like I am. Check 1, 2. There we go. Chapter 5. Denials and appeals. Denials and appeals strategy. Understanding the true nature of denials in the modern revenue cycle. Denials are often seen as just administrative setbacks, but they eventually serve as key indicators of a medical practice's overall health. But they actually serve as key indicators of a medical practice's overall health. Each denial tells a story. It highlights a gap in documentation. A misunderstanding of payer expectations, a breakdown in workflow, or poor communication between clinical and administrative teams. When practices face frequent denials, they are experiencing signs of systemic issues that need immediate and intentional correction. Although many practices often overlook this, they often unknowingly make denials seem normal. They view them as unavoidable hurdles instead of preventable issues. This perspective lets denials pile up quietly, gradually reducing revenue each month. Some denials are so minor they seem irrelevant. Others feel too complicated or time-consuming to handle. Over time, these ignored denials create a silent backlog that hurts the practice's cash flow and increases administrative burden. The consequences go far beyond just losing money. Denials cause real emotional stress for staff who must handle complex appeals, follow up repeatedly with payers, and fix problems that could have been avoided with better processes. Physicians get frustrated when legitimate services are questioned or cut. Patients become confused when insurance disputes take Patients become confused when insurance disputes their care or delays payment. The practice becomes reactive, constantly fighting against payer rejections instead of actively managing the revenue cycle. To handle denials effectively, practices must first recognize that each denial is a data point. It indicates either a process failure, a knowledge gap, or a system misalignment. Seeing this transforms denials from frustrating disruptions into strategic opportunities. When denials are analyzed thoroughly, they reveal patterns that show where the practice needs to strengthen its workflows, documentation, and coding accuracy. This analytical method changes the practice from passively accepting denials to actively preventing them, enhancing both financial accuracy and operational confidence. Root cause analysis as the engine of denial prevention. Denial prevention starts with root cause analysis. This process involves more than just categorizing denial reasons. It requires a structured, detailed evaluation of the chain of events that led to the denial. Root cause analysis goes beyond payer terminology. It investigates internal decisions, communication failures, documentation gaps, and workflow inconsistencies that contributed to the outcome. This approach turns complex administrative challenges into manageable problems. A surface level review might show that a claim was denied due to a missing modifier, insufficient documentation, or a medical necessity issue. However, these explanations only address the symptoms. True root cause analysis probes deeper questions. Why was the modifier left out? Was documentation lacking because the clinical Was documentation lacking because the clinical template missed necessary fields? Was medical necessity not proven because staff were unaware of the payer's specific criteria? Was the denial caused by training gaps, workflow issues, or system limitations? What are you doing? I just need a shortcut that says go to the end. I think I'm missing that. Okay. So one thing I wanted to do on OBS, I wanted to turn down the alert box. Maybe at 4. All right, 1 second. I want to cycle through this. I want to make sure everything's at 4. Okay. These all look like they're at 4. All right, that should be good. I was just watching this on the playback, and it was like absurdly loud. Just so loud that like it would be uncomfortable for anybody watching. So I made the executive decision to pull that back a little bit. All right. I think I'll lift off with system limitations, but let me double check that. All right. I guess I'm zoomed in more than I thought. All right. There we go. That's where I'm at. All right. Ooh. There we are. This steeper level of inquiry. This steeper level of inquiry enables practices to address vulnerabilities at their root. Instead of tackling denials individually, practices make changes that prevent entire categories of future denials. They enhance documentation protocols, standardize coding procedures, improve clinical communication, and update technology settings. By doing so, they reduce repetitive errors. Cut down claims processing times, and strengthen payer relationships. Root cause analysis should be continuous rather than episodic. Payer behavior changes over time. Guidelines also evolve. New denial patterns repeatedly emerge. Practices that regularly review denials create a feedback loop that improves decision-making and boosts the revenue cycle. They become proactive instead of reactive. They predict payer scrutiny and adjust their approaches accordingly. This level of insight helps the practice protect revenue, lessen administrative burdens, and stay stable even in a tough regulatory environment. Building a structured, repeatable appeals framework. An effective appeals framework is crucial for recovering revenue lost to improper or preventable denials. Appeals are not just letters sent to insurance companies. They are structured, evidence-based arguments that combine clinical justification, that combine clinical justification, coding expertise, regulatory knowledge, and clear communication. A strong appeals process operates with consistency and accuracy. It ensures that all denied claims are reviewed, categorized, and addressed based on their strategic importance and financial impact. The foundation of a successful appeals system is organization. Practices must establish standardized procedures for tracking denials, assigning responsibility, collecting supporting documentation, and drafting appeals. These procedures should be consistent across all payers, with adjustments only when payer-specific requirements require it. Without structure, appeals become disorganized, deadlines are missed, and recoverable revenue is lost. Appeals must be written clearly and with authority. They should demonstrate medical necessity. Reference clinical documentation, cite relevant payer guidelines, and include accurate coding rationale. The tone should stay professional and factual, pointing out any inconsistencies in the payer's decision or mistakes in the claim review process. Appeals that rely on emotion or vague language are rarely effective. Those that present a clear, organized argument supported by evidence Those that present a clear, organized argument supported by evidence are much more likely to succeed. Timeliness is another key part of the framework. Timeliness is another key part of the framework. Many appeals have strict guidelines. Many appeals have strict deadlines, and delays can lead to permanent revenue loss. Practices must monitor timelines closely and ensure staff have the resources needed to analyze and submit appeals quickly. This requires enough staff, proper training, and technology that can alert deadlines, and send automated reminders. A structured appeals framework not only recovers revenue, but also enhances payer relationships. When practices submit consistent, well-supported appeals, payers receive the professionalism and accuracy of the practice. Payers perceive the professionalism and accuracy of the practice. This can result in fewer denials, quicker dispute resolutions, and better communication. Over time, the practice gains a reputation for its precision and effectiveness in defending its claims. The denial life cycle. The denial life cycle as a predictive financial indicator. The denial life cycle is a key indicator of financial stability in a medical practice. It starts before the claim is submitted and continues through adjudication, payment, denial, appeal, and resolution. Each phase of this cycle provides insights into the practice's operational health. When tracked carefully, the denial life cycle offers predictive signals that enable practices to act early and avoid financial problems. The denial life cycle starts with precursors such as scheduling, eligibility verification, and documentation. Errors at these early points often go unnoticed until weeks later. By the time that denial occurs, staff may find it difficult to identify the original cause. Practices that actively monitor these initial stages can help reduce the chances of errors downstream. They detect eligibility issues before the encounter. They ensure documentation supports medical necessity. They resolve coding questions before submitting the claim. During claims processing, the denial lifecycle offers insight into payer behavior. Trends such as unusually high denial rates, increased scrutiny of specific codes, or unexpected payment reductions suggest changes in payer policies or processing algorithms. Practices that track these trends in real time can modify workflows, train staff, and improve documentation templates to avoid future denials. Once a denial occurs, the life cycle moves into the intervention phase. Practices must assess whether the denial is valid, preventable, or incorrect. This assessment guides the appeals process and informs root cause analysis. Tracking the length of the life cycle from denial to resolution offers insights into the efficiency of the appeals system and the responsiveness of their administrative team. The final phase of the denial life cycle involves analyzing long-term trends and using predictive modeling. Practices that study denial patterns over time develop a thorough understanding of their vulnerabilities. They can forecast where denials are most likely to happen, identify high-risk encounter types, and estimate the financial impact of ongoing patterns. This predictive insight helps the practice implement targeted solutions that improve the entire revenue cycle. This predictive insight helps the practice implement targeted solutions that improve the entire revenue cycle. The denial lifecycle is more than just an administrative challenge. It is a diagnostic tool. When practices understand how denials develop and how they can be prevented, they gain the ability to shape their financial results proactively. They move from merely surviving denials to actively controlling them. They turn uncertainty into predictability. This shift is vital for long-term This shift is vital for long-term financial stability and operational excellence. There we go, guys. We had 20 minutes. I feel like we're sort of hitting flow states here and there. I still have a lot of allergy stuff going on. So my nose is becoming really itchy. And the back of my throat's really itchy as well. So hopefully I can get some cetirizine tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh, I'm struggling here. Good news about spring is the weather is perfect. So good. We went on a bike ride for an hour, maybe 2. Perfect. So good. Love it. The downside, I don't know how my nose works. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's crazy. Ugh. Man. Okay, I think I'm good. Yeah, I think I'm alright. I'm okay. Okay. We got this. We're 4 pages away. We could do this. My thought is if I can get to the end of chapter 5, I'll feel all right. Because then tomorrow I could do 2 more chapters. Then I'll get me 6 and 7. I would be halfway there. If I can get to the halfway point, I usually feel a bit comfortable recording wise. Of course, it's still a time crunch. We're still coming up on it, which is annoying. It's always annoying, but usually at the halfway point, I reach a point of serenity, especially when it comes to recording. Once we finalize recording, then I get to a really, truly serene point where I'm like, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. We should be good. We're fine. So if I can get halfway to that serenity point, I feel all right. Even though it's like far from over and it takes days to even still wrap it up, at least I'm at a point where I'm like, I see the end. The end is near. I just need to pull myself towards the end. We should be fine. Dude, but when it's before the halfway point, when it's before the 1/4 point, like, yo, I better have plenty of time to make it, because otherwise I do not feel good about it. I think tonight what I can do, because it's already almost 1 a.m. Daylight savings time, man. There's a wrench in it. So what I could do is, I think I could finish this up, and I think that would probably be it. I should end it there. Otherwise, I'll be up all night. But if I do have enough energy to, what I could do is I could finalize chapter 2, get the timing right on that. Can't remember how close I am to the end of that, but I think I'm fairly close to it. If I could just export that, put it on ACX, I think that should be good. That should indicate that I have at least about 1 hour of material done. I think that'll put me right beneath an hour, which is a good chunk. 1/6 of the completed material done. That's where it'll put me at. Unless I do it faster than 6 hours. I don't know. Could be. All right, let's get this bread. Why denials occur and how they impact practice profitability. Denied claims go beyond simple administrative issues. They directly impact a practice's financial stability and are a leading cause of lost revenue and are a leading cause of lost revenue for small and mid-sized medical groups. Each denial results in reimbursement delays, increased workload, and reduced overall cash flow. In a setting with limited staff and tight margins, denials cause fluctuations that no practice can afford to ignore. Most denials come from internal issues that are entirely preventable. Documentation inconsistencies, coding errors, incomplete demographic data, eligibility mistakes, and timing problems are some of the main reasons for revenue loss. Larger healthcare organizations handle these issues through dedicated departments focused solely on denial prevention. However, private practices must manage the same payer requirements with fewer staff, less time, and greater operational pressures. As a result, the financial impact of each mistake is higher. The financial impact of each mistake is higher. The true cost of a denial extends well beyond the unpaid claim. Reworking a denial involves time-consuming tasks like investigation, reconciliation, communication with clinicians, appeal preparation, payer outreach, and follow-up. These steps often require multiple staff members and can take days or even weeks. This workflow reduces staff availability for patient support, delays administrative processes, and leads to burnout among already overstressed teams. As denials accumulate, they quietly weaken the financial health of the practice. For these reasons, preventing denials is among the most cost-effective strategies for private practices. Stopping denials before they happen consistently yields higher financial returns than any other revenue cycle effort. A practice that focuses on denial prevention safeguards its revenue, ensures steady cash flow, and enhances overall operational resilience. Building a preventable denials strategy. Building a preventive denials strategy. A strong denial prevention strategy begins well before submitting a claim to the payer. Leading practices recognize that the best claim is one that needs no corrections. This starts with thorough documentation. Providers and administrative staff should collaborate as a unified team, making sure that clinical documentation, coding, insurance verification, and demographic details are carefully checked before submission. When documentation aligns with payer standards, the chances of rejection drop significantly. Education is also a crucial element. Payer rules, medical necessity standards, and coding updates are constantly evolving. Practices that regularly invest in structured staff training face fewer denials, and attain higher first-pass acceptance rates. Training should be considered an ongoing process, not a one-time task, to ensure accuracy and reduce revenue loss. Technology advances this preventative approach. Automated tools that verify eligibility, flag missing elements, identify inconsistencies, and scrub claims according to payer rules. are crucial for minimizing errors. Are crucial for minimizing errors. Are crucial for minimizing errors. Automated scrubbing catches issues early, well before they reach a payer's adjudication system. Well before they reach a payer's adjudication system. Practices that utilize automated tools enjoy reduced administrative burdens, higher collection rates, faster reimbursements, and much less stress on their teams. Ultimately, prevention is more than just a financial effort. It is a mindset. It shows a practice's commitment to accuracy. Accountability, and operational excellence from the moment a patient is scheduled through to final reimbursement. The critical role of structured appeals, each with comprehensive preventative strategies, each with comprehensive preventive strategies. Denials still occur. What distinguishes financially resilient practices is not the absence of denials, but the discipline, structure, and consistency they maintain in handling appeals. An organized or delayed appeals process results in ongoing revenue loss. A well-structured and timely appeals process recovers income that rightfully belongs to the practice and helps prevent recurring mistakes. A successful appeal begins by understanding the insurer's reason. Denials often occur because of missing paperwork, misinterpreted clinical notes, or payer rules that reject claims without enough details. Carefully review the denial code. Carefully reviewing the denial code, explanation of benefits, and supporting clinical data generally reveals that the denial can be overturned with a proper explanation. Effective practices treat each denial as both a revenue opportunity and a diagnostic tool. Every denial has a cause, and each cause highlights a point in the workflow that can be improved. When patterns emerge, whether related to documentation, coding, eligibility, or payer behavior, the practice gains valuable insights. Into systemic weaknesses that can be addressed earlier in the process. Timeliness is essential. Payers enforce strict Payers enforce strict deadlines for filing appeals, and missing even one window can mean losing the opportunity to recover reimbursement. Best practices include using tracking systems that monitor denial rates, deadlines, required documentation, and follow-up schedules. These systems help ensure that no appeal is overlooked. Appeals also require professionalism and persistence. Payers respond more favorably to well-organized appeal packages that clearly demonstrate an understanding of coding rules, medical necessity standards, and payer policies. Practices that regularly submit structured appeals tend to face fewer overturned denials, recover more revenue, and achieve better financial results. Better long-term financial results. Tools and processes that strengthen denials management. Modern denial management employs an integrated system that combines process, technology, and expert knowledge. Automated claim scrubbing detects errors before submission. Eligibility verification tools confirm that insurance coverage, deductibles, and policy limits are accurate at the time of service. Pre-submission validations verify claims against payer-specific rules to prevent unnecessary rejections. Effective denial management also requires strict internal workflow discipline. When practices use standardized checklists, conduct regular documentation reviews, and perform consistent coding audits, they foster a controlled environment where preventable denials decrease over time. Clear communication between clinicians and administrative staff ensures accurate coding and enhances documentation quality. Reporting tools provide visibility into denial trends, offering practices insights into recurring issues rather than just responding to symptoms. With accurate reporting, practices can improve documentation templates, refine coding workflows, enhance training, and identify opportunities for growth. Importantly, denial management should be viewed as a team effort, not just a task for the billing department. Providers impact documentation accuracy. Front office teams ensure demographic correctness, and administrative staff handle scheduling and insurance verification. When everyone in the organization collaborates on accuracy, denial rates decrease and financial outcomes improve. Data, trends, and continuous improvement. Denials provide some of the most valuable data in the revenue cycle. They reveal patterns in documentation, eligibility, coding, and payer behavior. Practices that see denial as diagnostic tools rather than administrative burdens develop a strong foundation for long-term support. Meaningful analysis uncovers trends in documentation accuracy, coding consistency, payer-specific denial patterns, staff performance, and appeal success rate. And appeal success rates. Identifying these trends gives the practice a clear path for operational improvements. With this knowledge, leaders can improve templates, refine workflows, implement targeted training, and negotiate effectively with insurers. More effectively with insurers. The most financially resilient practices see denial management. As a continuous improvement process. The most financially resilient practices see denial management as a continuous improvement process. Denials will never completely go away. But when practices learn from each one, they turn denial data into growth. More revenue, and long-term financial stability. Wait, is it over there? Hold up. I knew it. Okay. guys, we did it. We did it. All right. I'm going to take out all the easy silences here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Nothing. Where are you going? Grabbing fabric. I see you. Oh yeah, you think you slick? You think you slick? I'm watching you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There we go. All right, let's see. How much time did we save? We went from 41:30-ish, and that's still kind of putting it over. It looks like we did kind of may have put it back. So 41:08:21 to 40:18. Nice. That's pretty good. We cut that down. We saved at least 1 minute there. That's pretty good. So we'll hit it with Control U, and then we will bounce 40 minutes worth. Nice. So we're going to bounce that to Descript Outsource. We're going to call that chapter _5. There we go. We'll go to Brave browser real quick. Okay, I think it's actually done. That was really fast. All right, we're going to go over to Brave browser. And then we're going to go into Descript.com. Descript.com to upload all this. If you'd like, use my link. Copy the invite link. Hold up. I'm gonna share it with you guys on here. You guys ready? Why can I not share it on there? Rewards. All right, fine. Twitch. Here you go, Twitch. Use my link to save 50% off on two months of creator plan for Descript editing. There we go. We'll pin that. Bam. We'll pin that. What? Wiz Khalifa? Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. We'll follow. Hi, Wiz. 10 minutes. That's pretty cool. All right, I just wanted to see how far that could go down there. It's like a game of telephone. All right. Anyway, that is my invite link
Check it out. Get 50% off 2 months of creator plan. Help support the stream. Revenue Cure. New project. Audio. Adios. Okay. Gonna upload that. And this is what you get with Descript. It's pretty cool. You can edit in a multitude of different ways. You can edit using, basically you can turn your audio into a transcript, and you can edit using that transcript, or you can edit via the timeline, just like that. Or you can use some tools, some automation tools here to, like, say for example, remove all your retakes, and this thing will think for a minute and be like, yo, let me check out where your retakes are, and then it will identify every single instance of a duplicated line. It's pretty nice, because what you can do is be like, yeah, in modern practice, in modern medical practice, well, would you look at that? This right here is identifying that I've said it twice, and I can remove it. And it's as easy as that. It makes editing so much easier. It maintains, bam. We're systematic, bam. Win. It is. Yes, the practice. Yes. When it is weak. Yes. Let's see. What are we doing here? We gotta freaking pull it up again. All right, what happened? Oh, that's funny. It maintains compliance. There we go. Just like that. And just like that, it is so easy to use. So easy to use. And use my link. You can help support the stream. All right. That's about it. That's all we got. At 1:18 in the morning, it's about all we got tonight. We also need to establish redundancy, though, because last time we had some issues with this thing saving properly. So we're going to go ahead and save this as, and we're going to save it on the external hard drive as well. Logic. There we go. Logic projects. Revenue Cure. 3. Save. There we go. And see all these copying audio files. That is, I guarantee, what didn't happen before. So maybe we can revert it to an earlier session, but I haven't figured out how to do that just yet. That's what we got tonight, though. We got some redundancy. We uploaded everything onto Descript. And My Mandelbrot Zoom is frozen. All right, there we go. Mandelbrot Zoom, guys. Mandelbrot Zoom. Check it out. That's mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, so that's about it for me tonight. That's about all I've got this evening. Deceiving this evening. But we'll be back at it because this project is due soon. So we'll be back at it real soon. We'll be back at it real soon. And it never ends, just like this Mandelbrot Zoom. It never ends. And we're going to just get better and better with each iteration. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for the time being. And thanks for watching me piece this thing together. Hopefully we can really come through with this project, create something worthwhile. And we got one more project after this on the docket. And then after that, I might just take it easy with the projects because I got a lot of other stuff coming up here. So yeah, that's about it for us tonight. So we'll see you real soon, guys. We'll see you real soon. Thank you so much for all the follows. Thanks so much for all the watch analytics. I see you guys on the playbacks, and I'll see you on the next one. Love you.